House of Representatives is expected to vote on a commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection. We all saw it, thousands of rioters who believed false claims the election was stolen from Donald Trump stormed the Capitol as Congress was ratifying the 2020 election results. Now, top House Republican Kevin McCarthy announced yesterday he will not support the bipartisan commission. And in a statement, he took aim at Nancy Pelosi, saying in part, given the speaker's short-sighted scope that does not examine interrelated forms of political violence in America, I cannot support this legislation. And last night on Prime, Charles Blow spoke with the Democratic Congressman Jim Clyburn.
House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy has announced that he is not going to support a bipartisan independent commission to investigate the insurrection on January 6th. Republicans have already been trying to downplay the insurrection. Now the leadership is saying that they don't even want to look into it. Are Republicans trying to erase the insurrection?
Well, I don't know if they're trying to erase it. I think they're trying to minimize what's going on. Several of them have said that it was tantamount to people visiting the area. So they've admitted that it did happen. They're trying to, what I think, miscategorize what really happened. This was an insurrection. It was perpetrated by the then President of the United States.
Yeah, Clyburn there, putting it plainly. And joining us now to discuss all of this is Democratic strategist Ameshia Cross. Welcome to Start Your Day right here on BNC. Thanks for joining us. Let's start with McCarthy and what he's looking for, right? He's saying he and other GOP leaders, they want the commission to look into other groups. And, you know, the question is, why can't this be standalone? Specifically, they're talking, aren't they, about Black Lives Matter and Antifa. That's not what we saw January 6th.
Absolutely. And what we know is that Republicans have been pushing this narrative that BLM is the biggest threat to American democracy. They keep talking about what happened in Seattle and what happened in Portland. They keep, showing images of street protesting that they felt went the wrong way. At the end of the day, over 98% of the protests during the BLM protests last year were nonviolent. That was not the same as what we saw with these white supremacist mobsters storming the Capitol. This is a re-envisioning by Republicans of history at this point, something that we've all seen, just like you played at the start of this hour, so many clips of what happened on January 6th. You cannot go back and erase that. And I think that if the audience looked different, if the attackers were Black or brown, there is no way that you would see McCarthy or anyone else on the Republican side try to stand down like this. This was an insurrectionist mob. This was a group that was putting their heart and soul into upending our electoral process. They were going off of the big lie, and they were very serious about trying to stop a peaceful transition of power. They were very serious about trying to, and let's not forget, trying to hang a sitting vice president at the time, Mike Pence. The gallows were out in front. I don't know how much more plain or clear this case could be.
Yeah, they definitely were not tourists or patriots, as some of the Republicans have tried to call them. This was an insurrection. This is a distraction. I think a lot of smart people know that. But let's talk more about McCarthy, because he's kind of like, well, he is a flip-flopper on this situation, because the day of, he called President Trump. We know that. Reportedly, they got into a heated argument. Actually, he cursed Donald Trump out, from what we understand, reportedly. And then a couple of days later, he also said that he was responsible for it. And then he gets a phone call from Donald Trump. He goes to Mar-a-Lago. All of a sudden, things change, and now he's Trump's biggest surrogate, and he wants to completely forget about this whole situation. Do you think he knows that if he's called and this investigation goes on, he's going to be subpoenaed to stand in front of Congress and talk about what they talked about on that phone call, and it could be damning to not only Trump, but to him?
Mike, you hit the nail on the head. There was a Hail Mary pass and basically information given, and we know that from Donald Trump to Mike McCarthy to make him flip the script, but to also try to settle and erase a lot of what happened on January 6th, because it is a very stark contrast from what Mike McCarthy was saying directly after the insurrection. It's also a contrast to what we heard from Mitch McConnell directly after the January 6th insurrection. We've seen Republicans flip-flop on this from start. Part of it is a strategic move from them as they try to move towards and ramp up funding and getting people out on the streets for the midterms. They are looking ahead right now, and they see this as something that could cost them seats. And the Republicans really want to take back the House, and I think that that's one of their driving motivations. But they also recognize that Donald Trump and his brand, Trumpism, MAGA, is still very resonating amongst Republican audiences across this country, and they aren't willing to let it go.
Yeah, and you mentioned, the midterm elections. The fear is if this is approved, the report comes out by the end of the year, it could potentially, extend even further out. But I want to know what changed. September 11th, 2001, America is attacked, and we have that bipartisan commission that got to the bottom of it. January 6, 2021, where that angry, violent, vicious mob who stole things, broke things, defecated, urinated inside the Capitol. What changed that we cannot have a bipartisan approach to this terrorism?
The faces changed, the faces of terrorism. We have always treated domestic terrorism, white terrorism, with very different and very low-level gloves. It's a kid gloves approach that we have taken for decades in this country when the terrorists are homegrown. And I think that in this case, because they carried the banner of Donald Trump, they literally marched up to the Capitol, snatched down the American flag, replaced it with a MAGA flag. They walked up with Confederate flags. They shouted out white supremacy. At this point, you think that because it has grown so widely across this country, the FBI, Trump's own FBI, labeled it as the #1 domestic threat to the United States, the #1 threat to this country. Republicans just refuse to accept that because they, one, refuse to believe that white supremacy exists even when it's right in front of them and they themselves are pushing the policies. But also, to your point earlier, it's easier to label someone as a terrorist who doesn't look like us. It's a lot harder to do it when that terrorist happens to be a white man. And we see that play out time and time again across this country.
Yeah, it sounds like the ones that are not for this commission, they're looking themselves in the mirror and they're seeing themselves right now, as you just mentioned. All right, so we know Liz Cheney is for this. We know Adam Kinzinger is for this as well. So we got some representatives that are going to be for this commission. It's suspected to pass the House, but the Senate is another issue. 7 senators voted for impeachment the second time around that Donald Trump got impeached. Do they have 10 to get this over the hump, in your opinion, Ameshia?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think it is going to be very difficult to ensure that the Senate is actually on board. And it goes back to a point made earlier. Midterms are around the corner. They want to take back Georgia. They have so many people that have a vested interest in Donald Trump and Donald Trump's legacy. And this is arguably the biggest thing to tarnish that for them. And they don't want it to be a part of the conversation. They would like to erase it entirely. I don't think this stands a snowball's chance of getting Republican support, enough Republican support in the Senate.
That's just a shame. That's somebody who supported and fought for this country. That is a shame that we can say that. Why? We know the what, we know the who. Why wouldn't you want to know the why? And I think we know the reason why. All right, Democratic strategist Ameshia Cross, great job as always. Thank you for coming back to see us here on Start Your Day and on BNC. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.